Cards Daily is presented by Arizona Lottery. What's your game? Find out at ArizonaLottery.com.
Actually, got a couple wrinkles in for them. Game planning this week, treating it like a real game week. You can tell the energy's a little different. Guys are more focused and locked in.
Yeah, you can definitely feel it. And we're not just talking about the record-breaking heat this week, the 114 degrees. No, the energy of preseason week number 3. Paul Calvisi with Cards Daily. And it really started after the Week 2 loss against the Raiders in the Cardinals locker room. Patrick Peterson got the team together and said, look, we need faster starts to games to get that faster start to the season, and it all starts now.
I think we've targeted Week 3, just like most NFL teams, as the point in preseason where you want to work your processes and work your installations to an extent and do some different things. And, not as complex as we want to be.
It's up to us, it doesn't really matter what they're running, but it gets frustrating when, there might not be anything open and we go out there and we look like how we looked last week, and then, people are talking about you, but you also got to understand, like I said, it's preseason, and we were running literally 6 or 7 plays.
Yeah, more plays in the preseason, always good. Not good, losing rookie receiver Akeem Butler to a fractured hand. Justin Pugh, by the way, might play Saturday in Minnesota. As we leave you with Kyler Murray, he's done very little losing or struggling, and he did both against the Raiders.
This is a humbling sport and a humbling game, and you're going to go through some ups and downs, and everybody does and everybody has. And he understands that, and he has a good feel for who he's trying to be as a player and a leader and the face of this franchise.
Going good so far?
Yeah, it felt good to get back out there today. Obviously, we had a little injury. We wanted to kind of take our time, make sure everything was right. Don't rush back preseason. But obviously, I want to get out there and get some live reps, go against an opposing defense, go through a game week of planning. So this third preseason game was the perfect time for that.
Do you feel up to playing?
I feel great. Actually, the guys are giving me a little slack because I probably feel better than I even coming into camp. I got to, I'm there all day, every day, just working out, rehabbing. So I feel really good.
What will those live reps do for you on Saturday? Where does it benefit you the most?
O-linemen are creatures of habit. We need to go out there together as a unit and gel and continue to keep building. I'm playing on the left side for the first time, so the more reps I can get next to DJ Humphries and then AQ, I haven't played next to AQ besides OTAs as well. It's really good for us. And then just for me personally, I'm a guy that likes to get to the stadium, get that preparation, so that in week 1 I'm not like stressing out. I got to do this, I got to do that. I've kind of done a test run.
Do they set up this on purpose? Left tackle, left guard, center, right guard, right tackle?
That's a Schwimmer question. I don't know. I like it, man. I talk to my guys. Actually, no, I was here last year anyway, so it wasn't set up. Yeah.
It's good.
It just was poetic that we've ended up this way.
I know it's a preseason. You think the team feels a little more urgency, especially after what happened in the Raider game and being week 3, the almighty week 3 of the preseason? Is there a little more urgency?
I think there's more put into this game. This is the third preseason game where the starters are going to play the longest. We want to go out there and have a good taste in our mouth. Obviously, like last week, we had some penalties, things didn't go our way, but there were a lot of things in that film that were correctable. So when we went back and watched the film, I felt way better about that last game. And I didn't play, but I felt way better about our guys than I would watching it live. So I think if you went back and saw the issues we were having with some penalties starting back on special teams, getting penalties starting back deep in our zones, those aren't good times to have effective drives. So I don't really put much into last week, and we're going to go out and have a good week this week.
What would it mean for the team just to put together a drive, maybe stick that ball in the end zone?
I think it's actually more for you guys, this third preseason game, us to have a good one. I'm joking when I say that, but there is this, obviously you bring in the first overall pick, everyone wants to see him be successful and do all these things, but we're going to have a big season. We're excited about that, but you're right, we do have to have some positive things. It's always good to have good things happen and just kind of keep those things rolling, but it's always good to have some adversity because you find out what we're made of. And I love adversity. I love when things don't go our way because we find out the character and the guys we have in the room.
You don't mind it when some people take their shots from afar? Be it a Raider player, or a coach, or an ex-coach.
Yeah, I think I did see a Raider player said some stuff, but I didn't even know that guy's a DB, right? So I see things. I'm very active. If you want to troll, you better make sure you come correct because I will correct you.
What I'm saying is it light a fire under anyway. It seemed
tick off Kyler a little bit, just a tiny bit.
You never want to have anything negative said about you. But this is the NFL. I don't care how good you're doing. Offensive line play will always get criticized because people just don't understand it. People are trying to interpret a language they don't speak. And that's the issue that we always run into. And I've been doing this for 7 years. You don't get too high, you don't get too low. You keep that consistent demeanor, and that's what gets you through.
Rex Ryan says this offense is going to get blown off the field. In line with that and what Joyner said from the Raiders, it seems like some of the old boys in the NFL.
We're running the same
either
plays.
think it's going to fail or want it to fail. What is your take on that?
I think we've seen through Rex Ryan's career, he always says things to grab your attention. So he's on TV now, like, you have to say things to kind of get people riled up. So I get that. And a DB, I don't think he knows anything about offensive line play or what we're trying to accomplish. He knows coverage, and he came on one play and we just didn't see him. So that's something that is part of this league. Guys are going to talk, and if you don't have success, guys are going to keep talking. So we got to go out there and we got to shut them up.
Have you ever
Because it's new.
before with this pretty boy football? They talk about your offense.
Oh, I don't mind a pretty boy. I mean, we got some good-looking guys, man. What do you want from us? We're still going to go out there. We're going to be physical. We're going to do what we got to do. I'd rather be called a pretty boy than an ugly or something like that. But at the end of the day, we got to go out there and we got to play hard-nosed football. We're running the same runs I've run everywhere in my career, so I'm not really sure what some of these people are watching. It's still football.
But because it's new, you think you guys have a bullseye on this offense?
I don't think we're going to have a bullseye. I think when you have a bullseye when you're not successful, when you're backed up. And it's easy to talk smack when it's 3rd and 17 and you're a DB and you know things are going to happen in your favor. I would love to see those same things be said when it's 3rd and 2nd and they know we can run right at them. But when you don't put yourself in a good situation to succeed, obviously people are going to have negative comments. I've been on really good teams and I've been on really bad teams. When things aren't going well, things tend to snowball and pile on, and we got to make sure that does not happen. I mean, we're going to go out there and have fun and play some good football.
Well, you said it. People say it's a new offense. I mean, you just said, like, been running the same plays just differently than you've had in years past. The same plays you've always run your whole life, right?
The NFL offensively is all the same plays. We're literally running the same plays, just out of different personnels. They're putting different window dressing on it. So I don't know, like, Rex Ryan knows offense. He knows football. Like, things just get dressed up differently and there's different personnel. People want to say because we're in 11 personnel, which is, with 3 wide receivers, we spread it out a little bit more. It's like a different brand of football. It's still football. At the end of the day, you got to go out and you got to block a guy. They haven't changed. A 3-tech still a 3-tech, a 5 still a 5. I still got to double team a guy to a linebacker. That's football. That's not ever changing.
You think some of that's because Rex is out of a job and Cliff is a college coach that has an NFL job and Rex doesn't?
I think people tend to hate when things aren't going their way. But just like I said, Rex Ryan is a TV personality now, and you have to say things to get a rise out of people. And that's just part of his job. So I don't put too much into that, and I don't put anything into a DB talking about run game. Appreciate it.
First, not having your best players, always affects you. We've got to play differently, until we get Pat back and hopefully get Robert back, soon. But until that happens, we got to play differently. We'll see. I'm not sure. Every game plan's different. We'll see who we're playing weekly and, work to win that game. Well, they're both starting safeties, but their job won't change much. It won't affect our corner deal. They don't play corner, so it's like. Absolutely. We have to play good football all the way around without having your starting 2 corners. I love it. Swearinger's had a great camp. He's smart. He's aggressive. He's tackled well in the last 2 weeks. Buddha's had a great camp. He's shown great range in the high zones. He's playing the ball, in the high zones, making plays there. So it's definitely a good tandem.
Right now, you're thinking Chris and Tremaine on the outside with Byron in the slot. Is that how you find it?
Well, I'm not sure yet. Again, we're still in camp mode right now. We're still working. Byron's getting better every single day, so he's making a push. Obviously, Brock's played in big games. He's a 10-year vet, and Chris is also a young guy who hadn't played much. So we'll see what's the best combination for Detroit. That's what's important.
What kind of you wanted for Murphy to take on, try to learn, other positions now, and then maybe have to go back to outside and have to deal with all of that?
Well, he has no choice right now. I mean, he's got to learn both positions. He's got to learn the nickel position and outside corner position. Right now we've got 4 to 5 healthy corners, so he's definitely in the mix to be a starter on week 1. So he's got to learn fast and grow up fast and get ready to play.
He played a lot of nickel last year, but you prefer to keep him at free and not really have him in that
Right.
discussion.
Yes, I would. He's had a great camp at free safety. He's getting better and better each day at free safety, and hopefully we can use his skill set to erase big plays, and that's what he's been good at during camp. We've got Brock also playing some nickel. We've got Murphy playing there, and Buddha has worked there, but that'll be our emergency plan moving forward. But right now he's going to be a safety only for us.
Out your years of coaching, have you ever go into a season without your top 2 corners or any?
No, I have not. But again, things happen. We've got guys who are capable, and it's going to take a full defensive team of good play to win those games in the first month and a half. But things happen. Everyone has injuries, and it's our turn.
How have you seen Zach Allen progress from the time he came in?
He's doing a great job. I mean, he's, again, a young guy getting better every single day. His best trait is pass rush. He's getting better in the run game, but he is going to be a guy that can help us on first, second, and third downs.
Do you expect Pat to play on Saturday?
We're not sure yet. Obviously, losing Robert now, we're short on corners right now in training camp, so he may play some, he may not. But we have to eventually get to a point where those 3 guys who are going to play versus Detroit have to play together and practice together. So we'll see what happens in the next few days, if he plays or not.
Given the inexperience of Byron and Chris, would you hope or expect that Steve Ham will look for maybe a veteran corner off the waiver wire to help you out?
Well, that's obviously Steve's job. Right now we've got who we've got, and I'm working to get those kids as best they can be, for September 8th.
Feel good about your defensive line depth on the interior after Zach?
Yeah, I do. We've got Michael Dogby who's getting better every day, but obviously losing Darius and losing Robert early, that definitely has an effect on your depth. So we've got young guys working to improve every single day.
How have you felt about them against the run so far?
I'm sorry.
How have you felt about the defensive line in particular against the run?
It's been okay. Not great. Week 1, they rushed for a ton of yards. The quarterback had 91 yards rushing. That kind of boosted numbers up a little bit. Last week they rushed 40 times for 3.1. If that happens during the season, I'll take that. Okay, the top-ranked rush defense was 3.3 last year. But I think the first 2 weeks it's a preview of what you have to fix. You got to fix things during preseason. It's scrimmages. In the first week I thought we played the pass game really well, and the run game was average. And the second week it was kind of vice versa. The pass game was average last week, and the run game was okay. But the difference is when you lose in the pass game, it's 33 points. When the run game hurts you, it's 13. So we have to continue to improve in all areas.
As you try to figure that out, where do you split up your time during practice?
It's always 50-50 run and pass. And the problem with defending a run, it has to be live bullets. So you won't know who can do what works versus what, until you get into a live physical action. And that's happened the first 2 weeks, and it's been some good and some bad.
Do you think there's been a lack of physicality on the defense the first 2 weeks?
No, I don't think that. The first week with the run defense, the numbers were a little bit blown because of the quarterback rush, 91 yards. So, if you pull that away, it was 90 yards. Last week, it was decent. I thought we played against a physical O-line last week and took the challenge, and we tackled well. The first week, we didn't tackle well. That happens in preseason, but we have to improve. No excuses. We have to improve.
Vance, when there's uncertainty in corners, one tendency or one way to combat that maybe to get more aggressive, to maybe bring more pressure than you maybe normally would had you had some veteran guys
Yeah.
out there.
Well, that's
Philosophically speaking.
It's a guess, because most quarterbacks, if you're bringing a bunch of pressure, that means you got a lot of one-on-ones in the back end. So I think if you want to protect your corners, you got to play more zone and more fire zones and rush forward and play coverage. That's the way I would do that thing to help our corners. But every game plan is different, and we'll see, how it fares against Detroit.
How close do you think practice speed and intensity can get to an actual game plan with a team like this where you guys are still trying to be vanilla?
I think it's tough to go into games when you're not game planning and you're not knowing what's really coming. It helps players to have game plans. It helps players to kind of practice what they're going to see, during the game. In the first 2 weeks we hadn't game plan. And again, no excuses. We have to fit the run. We have to tackle. We have to knock down slants and keep the deep balls off of us. But as you game plan, players do play better for you because they have an idea of what's coming at them.